So UFC Fight Nights this weekend, Allen versus Costa. I'm going to make a full card breakdown of this card. Starting off the list, Shannon Bannon versus Nicole Callalari. I'm going to go with Callalari on this one. I just think she's a little bit better when it comes to... I don't really know, honestly. When I think about the matchup logically, I just think she's a little bit stronger, can grapple. She doesn't really have anything on the feet, really. She just has a little bit of power compared to Bannon. Bannon, I don't really see where she's going to really like outstrike her in. She doesn't really have that much on the hands. I can't really name a single thing she does really well. Like Bannon has I don't know. What can you really say? I don't know. I've seen both of these girls recently, and I had picked Bannon and I had picked Callalari, I think. And I haven't really been that impressed by either of them by their performances. It's just Bannon is and Callalari is also Like, they're both kind of mid. So, I'm going to go Callalari just being a little bit more physical and able to grapple and get Bannon down and just win a decision victory here. So, moving on to the next one. Daniel Perez versus Luis Gurul. I'm going to go with Daniel Perez on this one. Not too confident on this pick because I could see Luis Gurul catching Perez, and I was tempted to pick Gurul for that very reason. It's just, I don't know, he's very inconsistent, not really that crazy on the feet. He has power, good boxing in moments. Like, it's pretty decent. It's not too bad, but it's nothing crazy. And Perez, I don't know. I just see him, like, catching him with shots when, like, Gurul is going first. Can you not see that? Like Perez is, like, waiting for Gurul to throw, and then he throws shots back. Like, I can see that happening and, like, landing big shots and just winning a decision victory here. But I don't know, man. It's just, Perez is there to get chinned. I'm not gonna lie to you. He does leave his head up in moments and kind of is there to get chinned. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to trust Luis Gurul. You know, he's on a 3-fight losing streak and he hasn't really KO'd somebody or I think rocked somebody in like a bit now. So I'm going to go with Daniel Perez winning a decision victory here. I was tempted to go for a finish, but I think he's not really going to do enough to get a finish. You know, he's going to try to play a little bit safe, land big shots where he could, and just kind of win a decision victory here. So I'm going to go with Daniel Perez winning a decision victory here. Now moving on to the next one. Elise Arderlin versus Paulina Viana. I don't even know if I said her name right, but I'm just going to go with it. Arderlin does pretty well when it comes to, I don't know. She doesn't really do anything that crazy, but I just think she's going to out-grapple Viana and just kind of hold her there and maybe even gain like a submission or TKO victory here because Viana, I don't understand why she's still signed. I'm not going to lie to you because she hasn't won a fight in a minute and she doesn't even really try to win. I don't know, it's because she doesn't have good get-ups, but like she'll just sit there in her guard, not really do much and not even try to get up. She'll just threaten her guard and try to threaten submissions, and kind of just sit there. So I'm going to go with Arderlin to win a decision victory here. I could see a TKO in like the second round, but I'm going to play it safe and go with decision victory here. So moving on to the next one. Cody Brundage versus Andre Petrowski. I'm going to go with Andre on this one. Not too confident in the pick because Cody Brundage is decent in moments. It's just, like he's not really that crazy, you know? I didn't like how he looked in his last fight, like against Johnson. I feel like Johnson is kind of like not really that great. He's kind of just a big dude. Nothing really that crazy on the feet. Nothing crazy on the ground either. And he lost to him. And Andre, I feel like he would have beat that dude, you know? And Andre can grapple someone. He's pretty decent. On the feet, he's a little, like he's not insane on the feet, but he's not terribly bad. I've seen worse fighters. Like, that's what I can say about Andre. But like Andre, I think he's going to win this fight just doing a little bit more, can grapple somewhat, and probably would take Brundage down like in the second round, get the grappling game off and win like a decision victory here, just mixing it up a little bit, and Cody Brundage not doing stuff in moments. So I'm going to go with Andre Petrowski to win a decision victory here. Moving on to the next one. Kaylin Ferreira versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. I'm going to go with Kaylin Ferreira on this one. I just think she's a better mixed martial artist, able to mix it up on the ground and on the feet. Jacqueline Cavalcanti is pretty good when it comes to shot selections, but other than that, she's not really that crazy, and I think the reach disadvantage here is not really going to be that worrisome for me with Kaylin Ferreira. I think she's around the same size of Jacqueline Cavalcanti, and plus I do think Kaylin Ferreira is actually kind of underrated. She's arguably losing fights that she shouldn't be losing, like she arguably beat Norma, and she arguably beat Kayla Harrison. Like, she's a pretty good fighter. I think she should be able to beat Jacqueline Cavalcanti by decision here. So I'm going to go Kaylin Ferreira winning a decision victory here, just doing a little bit more on the ground and winning a decision victory here. That's how I think the fight is going to go. Now moving on to the next one. Tommy Grant versus Arthur Manayev. I'm going to go with Tommy Grant on this one. I just think he's a better grappler than Arthur Manayev. Arthur Manayev could catch Tommy Grant. It's just, I don't know, he's going to have a moment where he's going to be able to. Like, Tommy Grant does push a heavy grappling game early and he has decent pressure, and I think he's going to push him against against the cage, take him down. Eventually, I think Arthur Manalo is going to be able to get up in a moment, but he's going to get taken right back down and get subbed in the second round. That's how I think the fight's going to go. That's my prediction for that one. Now moving on to the next one. Taco Tokos versus Ivan Erslan. I'm going to go with Tokos on this one. I just think he's a better... I would say he's a way better fighter. It was hard for me to pick this one. I just think he has a slight edge in the grappling, and he's going to out-grapple Erslan to a decision victory here. I think he might get rocked in the moment, but I think he's going to recover, take down Erslan, and just kind of like smudge grapple him. Not like dominantly. It's just going to be a little of a performance. You know, nothing really that crazy, nothing really that special type of performance in my opinion. So I'm going to go Tacos by decision here. So moving on to the next one. Nikolai Vernetikov versus Chaos Williams. I'm going to go with Chaos Williams on this one. Why exactly? I just think he has a little bit more edge in the grappling. If it does stay on the feet, I do favor Nikolai to win the striking exchanges. I feel like Chaos Williams is going to mix it up with the grappling, push him against the cage, kind of smudge him a bit, and win the decision victory here. I know if it's a little risky, but decision is just, I don't know. I can't really see Chaos Williams finish him on the feet, but I could see him like out grappling him and winning a decision victory. That's how I think the fight's going to go. I know it's a little risky, but I'm going to do it, man. I'm just going to go with this. So I'm going to go Chaos Williams by decision. Now moving on to the next one. Timmy Kuumba versus Brando Selfridge. I'm going to go with Timmy Kuumba on this one. I just think he's a little bit not cleaner on the feet, but he does wait a lot, which is also an issue for him. Like he does wait a lot to get the perfect shot to like either KO you or like land a big shot, which is good, but it's also like there's a lot of cons to it because if somebody's like very active on the feet, he does wait a lot. But I think he should get this done. I think he could KO him in a moment, maybe like a flying knee or something. He does have a flying knee on his record, if I'm not mistaken, a flying knee KO. And I don't know, I just like his shot selections, and that's pretty much all I really have here. Like, I am worried that, like, he'll get all volume, but I'm gonna go with it. He could get grapple someone a bit, but, like, he does have okay grappling enough to not, like, get ragdolled on the ground. So, I'm gonna go Timmy Kuumba knocking him out in the first 2 rounds by, like, either catching with a shot or, like, something, like, unexpected, like a flying knee, or, I don't know, it's just something crazy, I think. So, that's what I'm going to go with. Knockout in the second round, Timmy Kuumba. So moving on to the next one. Modestas Bukauskas versus Christian Edwards. I'm going to go with Modestas Bukauskas on this one. I just think he's a little bit... I don't think he's that crazy, honestly. I could see him losing this. I just think his takedown defense is good enough to not get ragged up by Edwards. And Edwards, what I've seen of him is like, like, you know, like he's a good grappler, but... I think Bukowski has good enough takedown defense to like defend it, land the clean shots, and like barely win a decision here. So I'm gonna go with Bukowski's winning a decision victory here. Nothing too crazy, nothing too special, but that's just how I think it's going to go. So I'm going to go Bukowski winning a decision victory here. And now moving on to the next one. Malcolm Wallmaker versus Juan Diaz. I'm going to go with Malcolm Wallmaker on this one. I just think he's a little bit better at catching big shots, and he's probably going to catch Juan Diaz in the first 2. That's pretty much all I could really say. I could see Juan Diaz winning this fight off of volume, but I don't know. I think he's going to get caught in a moment, and then he's going to go out cold. So off of that feeling alone, and I think that's probably going to happen, I'm going to go Malcolm Wallmaker finishing Juan Diaz in the first 2 after Juan Diaz looks decent in the first round. So that's pretty much it. Now moving on to the next one. Dooho Choi versus Daniel Santos. I'm going to go with Daniel Santos on this one. Why exactly? I don't really have the best reason. It's mostly off of vibe alone. I just see Daniel Santos is kind of out-gritting Dooho Choi. I don't know. I know Dooho Choi had that war against Cub Swanson, but I think like Daniel Santos is able to mix it up on the feet, a little bit more dog in him, and just kind of just do his thing, you know? I don't know. I could see Daniel Santos getting put out cold, but I'll trust him enough to beat Dooho Choi in this one. I think he's going to finish him in the first 2 by either ground and pound, maybe a submission there, but I would probably favor ground and pound, and that's pretty much it. So moving on to the next one. Arno Allen versus Melchizedek Costa. I'm gonna go Arno Allen on this one, just doing a little bit more in the last 3 rounds. I am worrisome though that Melchizedek is gonna catch him with something big early, because if you're not very active against Melchizedek, he will just kind of pick at you at range and catch with something big, you know, like he did with Danny Ige, like he did in his last opponents beforehand. That black dude, I kind of forgot his name, but it just, I don't know. That's the only worrisome I worry for Allen, because I could see him getting caught with something when he's not doing anything. But I trust Allen enough to do stuff and kind of just put it out there that he's going to put more shots in and just kind of like out volume Melchizedek to a decision victory here. So that's how I think the fight's going to go. I think Melchizedek is going to do really good early and win the first 2 rounds, but I think the third is going to be a little bit tricky some, and then Allen starts to put it on Melchizedek in round 4 and 5 and win the decision victory here. 3-2 decision, very competitive. worrisome for Allen in moments, but I think Allen should get this done. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Not too confident in the main event because I was kind of tempted to pick Milk Gazelle. It's just sound. I think Allen might get it done, and that's why I went with it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Maybe tomorrow, maybe. I'm not sure. I might go live tomorrow, but I don't know, man. I don't know, but I might do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and that's pretty much it. Talk to you guys later. God bless all of you, and that's it.